Each of you has been called here to harvest something. A new idea, perspective, possibility, a new friendship, or courage. And each of you has been called here to give something in return. A gift or lesson, some much needed encouragement, or perhaps a story, or a spark that lights up someone's day and night. And so let the gathering begin.
So our second speaker is Dr. Linda Jordon. It's time to own your power. Dr. Linda Jordon is a highly sought after international speaker, leadership expert, coach, trainer, and Amazon best-selling author. With over 30 years of professional leadership, Dr. Jordon created LRG Coaching and Business Solutions to help women change their mindset, improve their communication skills, and live their best life. Dr. Jordon inspires clients to illuminate their potential by turning challenges into opportunities so that they can have the life that they deserve. She helps clients transition from corporate life to being their own boss. Who wants to be their own boss? We're all bossy women. That's what we are. So put your hands together as we welcome Dr. Linda Jordon to the lectern.
How many of you are missing your blessing? How many of you have missed your blessing? So you got to go get your blessing, right? Go get your blessing. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. I always march to that song, Go Get Your Blessing. That's because every single day that you take a breath of air, you have a blessing. So if you don't take the opportunity to do that every single day, it's a missed opportunity. So the question I want to ask you right now is, how many of you have put off making a decision because you lacked confidence? Show of hands. You weren't sure. You didn't have the confidence, or someone told you that you couldn't do it, right? So you believed it, right? You see, that was me. See if I get the slides to go. Next one. It's not working. Right there. So at the age of 12, I was faced with that decision. And you're probably wondering, at the age of 12, why would you be faced with the decision of confidence? I was faced with that decision because I wanted to buy my parents a Christmas present. See, I'm a country girl, lived on the farm, and I wanted to do something special for my parents that year. I am the middle child of 6. There's 4 girls and 4 boys. And so being the oldest at the time, I thought it was very important that I did something special for my parents that year. So I was trying to figure out, what do I do? And one of my responsibilities was to get the mail, because you're on the farm, you got things you got to do. So I go to the mailbox, and that particular day in the mail was a magazine. And on the front of it said, Stuart McGuire Shoes. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this company. It just kind of tells my age. But it had the most beautiful shoes on the catalog. So as I'm walking back to the house to take the mail, inside the catalog was a little 4x6 postcard, and it read, Earn money while selling shoes. So I was like, aha, there's my opportunity to buy my parents a Christmas present. So I quickly filled out the form, dropped it back in the mail, because back in the day, you have to wait for the postman to come put the flag up. But about 3 weeks later, my welcome package came in the mail and a sample pair of shoes. So I read my instructions, and I quickly went off to start selling shoes. I go to the first neighbor's house, do my spiel. They said no. I said, okay. I go to the second house. They said no. Went to the third house. What do you think they said? No. They said no. So I quickly realized, you don't have the skills to do this. My confidence shrank. I quickly went back home, reread it, and I said, okay, I'm going to try this again another day. But on Sunday, as you see here, it's not a great picture, but on Sunday morning I was singing, because that's what you do in the country. You go to church and you sing. And as I am standing there singing, I realize my customers are right in front of me. I had no clue. They're right there in front of me. So after church, I go home, change my clothes, and I quickly start going to sell shoes. But this time I did a little bit more strategically. I went to my Sunday school teacher and his wife's house because they dress really nice on Sunday and they wore pretty shoes. So they were my first customer. And from then on, I was able to sell shoes. And it worked out extremely well. Next slide. So I took that spirit that I had of selling shoes, that entrepreneurial mindset, and I carried it into the corporate world. And we've heard a lot about the corporate world today. But I carried that into the corporate world thinking that things were going to be great. People would listen to me because I'm a bossy person, but I'm also a quiet person. But I thought people were going to listen to me, but they really didn't. They really didn't. You see, we as women, we overthink every decision that we have to make. Now, when I was selling shoes, I wasn't overthinking it. I just wanted to sell shoes because I wanted to buy my parents a Christmas present. But we as women, every single day, we overthink the decisions that we have to make. And they've said earlier, we shrink in meetings or discussions because we don't feel that we have a place at the table or a place in the boardroom, right? We shrink, we overthink, our confidence goes away. Next slide. Oh, that's okay, right there. Okay, so it's working. Okay, perfect. So we shrink, but we as women are powerful. You all know that you're powerful women, right? We carry so many loads every single day, but oftentimes we're leading with uncertainty. But we lead our families, we lead our friends, we lead our communities, our ministries, our organizations. So it's not about capacity, right? It's not about capacity. It's about ownership. So you can have the leadership role, but not have the ownership. That's still not doing this thing. Next slide. Okay, right there. So research shows that 6 in 10 women in the corporate world are stressed out. They are burnt out. Why do you think that is? We're trying to do so much for so many because that's just the way that we're driven. And for me, that was me. I was 50 pounds overweight than what I am today. I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I go to my doctor's appointments and she was like, "You have got to make a change." I had heart palpitations that were beating off the charts, out of breath, but I was still doing the things that I needed to do at work because I was the breadwinner for my family. My husband is self-employed, but I carried the benefits. So I had to make sure that I did everything correctly so that I wouldn't be on that list of right sizing, downsizing, whatever you want to call it. I was trying to be the best. My goal was, when living on the farm, is to go to college, get a job, or go to the military. You had 3 options. Pick one. I was not a great runner, so I knew military was not for me. I was okay with working, but I was all about education. So I really wanted to go to school. So I took the educational route. And so I did all these great things to do the things that were necessary. But one day, when I'm doing my plan, I didn't plan for plan B, which was breast cancer. December the 4th, 2014, I got that call that said, "You're diagnosed with breast cancer." And I sat there and I thought, because my plan A was this, my plan B was this, I had a plan C, D, and E. Breast cancer was never on that list. Never. And oftentimes we as women, we're faced with challenges and we're not sure what to do. We're not sure who to turn to, or we're confused, or we're in doubt that is actually happening. But for me, I wasn't in doubt. I knew at that moment that I couldn't make the decision to change my life in the corporate world because I was so all about being the VP. That was my goal. But the Lord said to me, "That is not your goal. Your goal is to go home and take care of your health." So although I was diagnosed with breast cancer, I tell people I was blessed with breast cancer. And you may be wondering, why do you say you're blessed? Because if I had stayed in that corporate world for as long as I was trying, because I was at 27 years, I was like, 3 more to go, I could do it. The Lord said to me, no, you can't. This is not your time. This is not your space. You've done all that you can do. You now need to go and live your best life. And so that's what I have been doing since 2015, where I had my double mastectomy with a reconstruction all in one day. Because, see, I'm a perfectionist. I want to get everything done. I'm like, I don't want to see you guys ever again. And the doctor said, this is the only way you're going to do it. So I'm like, we're doing it, 11 hours. But I'm here today to tell you that don't take a diagnosis as your destination. I took that diagnosis and turned it into an opportunity, which allowed me to be in front of you today. And as I was recovering, I was working on my PhD, writing my dissertation. And during that time is when I came up with what I call the CEO framework. Very simple. Now, keep in mind, having a framework or being a CEO, it's a title, but most importantly, it's a way of life. Because if you don't change the way that you live, then you are not going to have a life. Because I was allowing corporate to dictate my life, traveling all across the world to doing things for the organization. I'm building someone else's dream, not building my own. See, we as women, we do that all the time, but we are so fearless. We need to take that energy and create our own destination. So become your own boss. Because the research shows that the average woman makes, or average person, I would say, makes 6 excuses per day. Do y'all know that? And those 6 excuses equal over 2,000 excuses per year. We tell ourselves we don't have enough money, we don't have enough time, or we don't know how, right? And we do that because of fear. It's that fear of failure, fear of rejection, or I'm not good enough. And I faced those same fears until I did my own practice of my own framework. And so I'm going to walk you through that. Oh, goodness, it's going back too fast. Go back 2 more slides. Yes, at the C, 1 more. Right there. So the C in the CEO framework is to claim your authority. No more waiting for validation. You don't need someone's permission. When I was selling shoes, I didn't ask my parents. Y'all probably thought I did. But I didn't ask my parents. It's in the country. My dad didn't have to drive me anywhere. I just walked the roads because that's what we had to do. So I didn't need someone's permission. And that's when I went to corporate. I thought that, hey, I could do the same thing. But no, you can't. There's more about a partnership. So you too will need to stop waiting for validation and claim your authority because it's internal. And you've got to have it internally before it becomes external. Next slide. The E stands for execute with intention. How many of you execute with intention? I've heard people talk about what you're going to do after today, but are you really going to do it with intention? Yes, we all have to. We need to stop overthinking, we need to have clarity, and we need to take action. We can talk about it all day long that you're going to do this and you're going to do that tomorrow, but if you don't take action, it doesn't mean anything. That's a hope. It's not a strategy, it's a hope. Because as it says, you don't build confidence by thinking, you build your confidence by doing, right? Next slide. And the O stands for own your outcomes. It doesn't mean that you're going to win every outcome or meet your target on the deadline that you set forth. There is going to be failure, and you need to be okay with failure. See, I was okay with failure when people said no selling shoes. I had to go back and rethink. What was I doing wrong? But I really wasn't doing anything wrong. I wasn't talking to the right people. Oftentimes, we think we're doing something wrong because someone said we did, but we're not talking to the right people. We don't have the right audience, right? So you want to make sure that you own your own outcomes, because when you own your own outcomes, the result of that is what? Success. You're going to have clarity. You're going to have confidence, and you're going to be able to do the things that are necessary to help you get there. Now, these are the results of my CEO framework for me. They will be different for you. Now, I don't show you all of this to brag, but it's to press upon you what is possible from a country girl from Virginia, selling shoes, to be able to get there. I'm an introvert, by the way. I'm not an extrovert. I'm an introvert. It takes a lot for me to do networking sometimes, because I like to be around people that I know mostly until I can get to a larger group. But I had to learn quickly that being an introvert wasn't going to cut it. I had to take some extra time to get to this point. And the one that I'm most proud of is, and most of you probably don't know this, but I am the mayor for the town that I live in, the first woman of color, the first person of color to be the mayor in the town that I live in the United States. And I did that because a lot of people told me, nah, you can't do that. Why do you want to do that? I'm not the person that you say no to. I may not be the loudest person in the room, but I will have the biggest voice. And so when I did that, people were like, oh my God, she really did it. I didn't do a lot of campaigning. Because when I speak, I take action on what I say I'm going to do. So what I want, next slide. So the question I'll ask you, you've seen what I've been able to accomplish. Country girl from Virginia. What's stopping you from making your dreams happen? What's stopping you from letting you live the life that you deserve, the life that the Lord has placed in your spirit? What is stopping you? Because we all know that we all got it. Well, why are you not doing the things that are necessary to get you to where you want to be? If you can answer these 3 questions here, then that tells me you believe in yourself. Question number 1 says, where do you need to stop waiting and claiming your authority? Where do you need to stop waiting? Because I know there's one person in the room who said that they wanted to do X 3 years ago, and you haven't done it. Ask yourself, why haven't you done it? Number 2, what is one decision you need to execute like yesterday? One that you need to execute immediately. I know everybody in this room has one. And then finally, what outcome do you need to fully own without hesitation? That's a tough one. And I tell my clients, that question, you need to answer it like you need air to breathe. Anybody ever been on water and you couldn't breathe? And you start, right? You need air. If there's something that you want to do in life, something that you want to be in life, you haven't gotten to where you want it to be as of today, you have to want it like you need air to breathe. If you don't, then let it go, because that tells me that you don't want it bad enough. You've got to want it like you need air to breathe. See, when I left the corporate space, I knew I had to do something because I was the breadwinner of my family. I had to have that plan B, plan C put into place. So yes, I started my own business, and then I started another business, and then I started another business, because I wasn't going to let anyone dictate my destiny but me. You have it in you. You have the power to do so many great things in life. But we're so worried about what Sally said. Or she's going to be like, well, why is she doing that? She got the kind of money to do that? Or why is she doing that? Because you know she's going to fail. And as you said earlier, we as women do that to each other. We don't support each other enough. But we'll go and support somebody else. Don't support your own people in your backyard. To me, that's a sin. I try to support every person. And my goal in life is to reach one person every single day, to make a difference in their life. Because if I can make a difference in someone else's life, then I know that I'm doing my job. So that's your assignment. Next slide. So at the beginning of the day, I mentioned you that I was selling shoes right to my parents. What I didn't tell you was that I became the best shoe salesperson in the country. I had everybody buying shoes for me. But I was able to buy my parents that Christmas present. That was the one time I had to get my dad to drive me someplace. And I ended up buying them a bronze salt and pepper shaker. Now you may be thinking, well, that's not that fancy. It's not. But it was something that my parents didn't have. And my mother cherished that salt and pepper so much that she never used it. Now, unfortunately, both of my parents are deceased. But when I go home to the home house and I look in that china cabinet, I see that salt and pepper shaker. And every time I see that, it gives me more energy, more drive. And it's like, Linda, you can do it. You can get anything done that you want to get done. I look at that purposely because it's a reminder of my 12-year-old self. It reminds me of the creativity that I had. It reminds me of the hopes and dreams that I had, that I now have today. Because you all have hopes and dreams, don't you? You need a salt and pepper shaker to get you going. Because you're waiting. You're waiting for the right moment, the right time, the right amount of money, the right person. What are you waiting for? That may not come. That may not show up. And so then what do? You keep waiting. And as they say in the country, wait broke the wagon. How long are you willing to wait? How long are you willing to wait? See, breast cancer let me know that I could not wait. I couldn't wait for anyone at all. I could wait on the Lord, but I couldn't wait on any human being to help me get through what I was going through, because no one had really been through that. So I ask you today, when you leave this place, what is that one thing that you're going to do that you've been putting off? Now, we've talked about it this morning. You all probably made some notes. You had chitter-chatter with each other. I was in some groups. But I want you to physically right now, write that down. I want you to actually take a pen and paper or your cell phone. Write down that one thing that you're going to do differently tomorrow or this afternoon that you've been putting off for so long. You know you need to get it done. You know you need to lose that 20 or 25 pounds. You know you need to start that business. You know you need to apply for that job to get that promotion. You know you need to stand up and tell your story, but you're waiting. Well, that's not me. I'm not a speaker, or I'm too shy, or who's going to listen to me? I know you're thinking that in your head, but you got to realize tomorrow is not promised for any of us. And the longer you wait, next week, Sarah's going to come up with your idea. And then you're going to be saying, how did she do that? That was my idea. Don't wait. Because just remember, wait broke the wagon down. My name is Dr. Linda Jordon. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
So I do have a door prize. You're in front. Would you like to draw the name? All right. And the winner is Janice Selters? Awesome!
Yes. Oh, wow, really? That's lovely. You could get it from there. Hang on. Wow. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Every time I do that, I always give women crowns because we are queens and we need to own our queenship.
Thank you so much.